Hey everybody, John from The Cog is Dead here to talk about my upcoming show in Atlanta next week, new music, a new Cog is Dead album in the works, and more, all in this video news update.
It's time for a video update.
Hey guys, John Sprocket here, and it's time to fill you in on all the exciting things going on in the world of The Cog is Dead. First, let's talk about my upcoming show in Atlanta. Next weekend, I'm returning to Atlanta, Georgia for the first time in 7 years to perform a solo show at the Atlanta Steampunk Exposition. And this is my first time at this event, and I'm really excited. I'm getting to see a bunch of old friends, including gothic metal duo Valentine Wolf. I'll be participating in some panels and things over the weekend, and my main stage show is Saturday night, February 11th. So, if you can come on out to Atlanta, come to the Atlanta Steampunk Expo. You can get tickets at atlantasteampunkexpo.com. Now let's move on to music news. There's always music happening here in the studio, but the first thing I want to mention is if you haven't seen it yet, back in November I released the first original Cog is Dead music video in quite some time for a song called Weird.
Wonderfully, wildly, whimsically, wondrously wild. It's great to be weird.
And this song, unlike most of the other Cog is Dead songs, is the first truly personal song I've written. Normally everything is some kind of steampunk fiction and about characters. This song is honestly based on my own life and my own childhood. As someone who has severe ADHD, hence the shirt, as a kid, it was really hard for me to fit in. It was hard for me to focus in school. I couldn't pay attention. I was always distracted. I was always acting out, trying to be funny, trying to make other kids laugh. I was always drawing or writing song lyrics or doing something other than my schoolwork. And it was kind of a challenge. And even though I was trying to be funny, I'm very socially awkward even still. And I think I just came off as annoying and weird, and a lot of the kids were really just, well, I don't know, mean. Kids can be jerks, so I was made fun of all the time. But my behavior was largely a result of my ADHD, that and just being a kid. So I was called stupid and weird all through elementary and middle school. But something that's really interesting about ADHD is people with ADHD may have trouble focusing on tedious and mundane things, but we also have hyper-focus when it comes to something that actually does interest us. And when I would work on music or art or videos or something that really held my interest, I could work on it for hours. And as I got a little older and got into high school, I started channeling this hyper-focus into the things that were actually my creative passions.
So here we are doing the animation.
And allowed those skills to develop and flourish. And then once I started The Cog is Dead and started sharing this music online, the steampunk community actually embraced it and liked it. And suddenly I went from being the person that in school was considered stupid and weird and people didn't get, to now being someone that this community actually found interesting, I guess, is maybe the way to put it. But it's like suddenly I now found people that appreciated what I did and liked it instead of just thought I was dumb. And basically the whole reason I did this song is because for most kids, when you go to school and people make fun of you or you don't fit in, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. The issue is the way people perceive and treat you. You need to just find the right people, the people that actually do appreciate you and all your quirky weirdness or whatever makes you not necessarily fit in with everybody else, but you gotta find your people. So that's basically what this song is about. Also, if you've seen the video for Weird, then I'm sure you've noticed that I'm performing with a bunch of robots for the first time and might be wondering what's up with that. That's actually an idea I came up with back in quarantine in 2020, and it just took me way too long to implement it. But when we were all quarantined, I came up with this idea to make music videos on my own, having me play all the different band members. And the story was that John Sprocket is isolated in this underground vault and has no way to get together with the rest of the band. So he decides to build robotic band members to perform with him and still make music videos while quarantined. That was the original idea. Of course, I had already mentioned even before COVID that because everybody's schedules are so busy, we can't get together regularly to record and do concerts. So I've been producing a lot of stuff on my own for a few years as it is, and the band rarely has time to even do shows together, which is why I'm doing a lot of solo shows these days. Anyway, I finally got a chance to make a video. It was kind of strange making a video with me playing all of the band members, but I'm kind of happy with the way it turned out. I'd be curious to know if you guys like it, if you don't, what you think, but I definitely would like to do some more videos using this robotic band. Not to be confused with Steam-Powered Giraffe. I assure you this was not meant to be connected in any way with them. Just robots are cool and a steampunk thing, and it made sense that a clockmaker would build his own robots to keep the music going. Okay, now on to new albums. There are 2 new albums coming. The first one is Incognito Volume 2. It's the second collection of Cog is Dead cover songs. The second one is the next new full-length original Cog is Dead studio album. Incognito Volume 2 is a collection of all the covers I've done since Incognito Volume 1 was released back in 2020. It's a 16-track album with songs like Pink Elephants on Parade, Be Prepared, I Wear My Sunglasses at Night, Inspector Gadget. It even includes the 2 most recent cover releases, Don't Worry, Be Happy, and Villain. It's going to be available on Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, and pretty much everywhere music is normally streamed or sold. Then, coming a bit later, will be the long-awaited 5th studio album from the Cog is Dead. Now, this album is going to feature tons of original tracks like Weird, Across the Sea, I Don't Want to Live on This Planet Anymore, Can You Help Me, My Man Frank, and lots of other songs that have not yet been released. Now, there's no exact release date yet because the album is still in the works, but it'll probably be coming out either later this year or sometime early next year. You'll just have to wait and see, but I've got some new songs in the works that I'm very excited about and can't wait for the release of the next full-length Cog is Dead album. I also had the immense privilege of getting to be a part of Aurelio Voltaire's latest album, The Black Labyrinth, which is a tribute to David Bowie and the movie Labyrinth. I got to sing a lot of backing vocals on tracks with just some amazing talent, including My Chemical Romance guitarist Ray Toro, members of Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Frenchie and the Punk, Vision Video, a bunch of others, and about 15 of David Bowie's actual bandmates played instruments on this album. It's just incredible, but I'm gonna save that album and discussion of that for a whole other video because there's so much I want to say about it, and that's a whole video all on its own. The last thing I want to mention in this video is that on top of working on so much music and so many projects, this year I'm really making it a priority to work on my physical and mental health. I mean, I mentioned earlier in the video already, as a kid, I was diagnosed with ADHD, and life as an adult with ADHD definitely has its challenges. It can be really hard for me still to complete tasks, or at least complete them on time, to stay focused on boring or tedious things. It's the same stuff I've dealt with all my life, and up until now, I've just kind of dealt with it the best that I can, but I noticed this past year, it's been getting harder and harder, and I also noticed that my stress and anxiety levels were going up, and so I decided I really need to make something to adjust this and get it under control. So I got a mental health app that specifically had a program focusing on ADHD, and I've been trying to implement all these different techniques, organization techniques, making daily to-do lists in order of priority, making a schedule, just trying to get things more organized, as well as taking breaks, taking more time for rest and relaxation, making sure I'm getting enough sleep, all of this stuff. And so far, it's really been working and helping. My organization has been getting better, and I've been able to manage my ADHD more. And I'm also prioritizing my physical health by just trying to eat well and exercise. That's it. Nothing extreme, you know? I'm just trying to walk every day. And my amazing wife got me an early 10-year anniversary gift. She got me this small treadmill that actually fits right here in the studio. So now every morning I get up, I come in here, and I start my day off with a daily walk. And as far as eating goes, I have done so many diets over the years, whether it's calorie counting or doing juice fasts or eating 5 small lean meals throughout the day, or a whole food plant-based diet, or keto, or Atkins, or the list goes on and on. I've probably done more than that. But even though I always saw results anytime I dieted, and sometimes huge results, they were always so hard for me to stick with long term. And ultimately I would go back to my old eating habits and I'd regain the weight. So I just decided I am done trying to diet. I'm just gonna listen to my body. If I'm hungry, I'll eat. If I'm not hungry, I won't. When I do eat, I eat until I'm satisfied, but I won't overeat. But I'm also not cutting any specific food out. I do try to make healthy choices as often as possible, but you know, if I want pizza, I'll have pizza. Simple as that. I'm not gonna even worry about any kind of a specific diet. I'm gonna eat what I want, but I'm going to also eat more slowly and eat until I'm satisfied. Once I feel that first sign of fullness, I'll stop and I'll be fine. I used to shovel down half a large pizza or more in one sitting, and now I'm finding that 2 slices is usually enough. Like I said, not doing anything crazy, just trying to pay attention to how my stomach feels and eat accordingly. But so far, I'm feeling better, and I've lost a little bit of weight, and I'm doing well so far, you know? I am definitely feeling better than this guy right here. That was 5 years and 80 pounds ago. Back then, I was over 300 pounds, and my back and my feet hurt all the time. Just trying to play a show sometimes was torture. Not because I didn't want to do it. I love performing. I always want to give 100% every time I'm on stage. And I physically could not do that at the time because just trying to finish a song sometimes was just an enormous challenge. I would be running out of breath. I would be running out of energy. I did not feel like I had the strength just to finish a 3-minute song. It was insane. And then afterwards, I'd have to pack up my stuff, run back to the table. I would just want to sit and collapse and drink water and get my breath. But of course, people are lining up to come say hi and to get autographs and stuff. So I always want to give all of myself whenever I can. But my physical state at that time made it so much harder. On top of all of that, my blood pressure was extremely high. Honestly, now my blood pressure is fantastic. Overall, my health is just much better. I'm feeling much better. Anyway, there's plenty more to talk about regarding music, the new Voltaire album, and much more, so stick around for more updates and, of course, more music. Hope to see some of you next weekend in Atlanta, and as always, thank you all so much. Cheers.